So, back for another episode of Believe in Boyt, and this time we are going to be using a NAGANADEL team. So, looking forward to using this one. NAGANADEL, I don't think I've really seen any. I think last week I'm pretty sure I saw a NAGANADEL, which is quite amusing. I keep seeming to, even on Showdown, I keep testing new Pokemon, and then I immediately face them. It's really strange, but here we are. I wonder what the Charizard's doing there. They're going to Volt Switch themselves? Maybe. Looks out of place to me, but here we are. Okay, NAGANADEL looks pretty good so long as Glastrier doesn't get into Trick Room. Actually quite like NAGANADEL here. I can't really stop P2 from getting Trick Room too much. I don't have any Talk or anything. I do have a Choice Banded Urshifu, I guess. And they don't have Intimidate, but they do have a Regieleki. They also have Charizard, which outspeeds, which is not ideal. I reckon I'm going to go Grimmsnarl and Landorus. I want to bring Volcarona. I do want to bring NAGANADEL because NAGANADEL. I'm definitely bringing Urshifu. Landorus. I'm bringing NAGANADEL because NAGANADEL, and I'm bringing Urshifu, even though I wanted both Volcarona and Rillaboom. But, oh well. Too late now. NAGANADEL is still good here. I would have led Urshifu, but I was a bit too scared of the Regieleki lead, and even the Charizard lead as well would not have been ideal. Okay, there is P2. Yeah, they're just going to Volt Switch into Glastrier. They could be Screensing. Because if I Rockfall the Regieleki as they... What boost are they going to get? No, special attack. That's not ideal. I'm definitely going for Light Screen. I say definitely. I could Spirit Break and stall the turn. But then Light Screen now would let me Reflect next turn. Maybe Screensing here. Because they can just Ice Beam me, which isn't ideal. I'm gonna Light Screen. I want a Swords Dance. I also want to Stone Edge the Regieleki. I'm not committing to Dynamax, but I'm trying to catch a Volt Switch. If they just Screens themselves, then it's not so bad. But they just Electro Ball. Interesting. Well, that's definitely Specs. Connect with the Stone Edge. Does this KO? It does KO. Are they going to go for Trick Room? If they do, that is not the most ideal thing. Just Ice Beam. Okay, that's not bad, because now I can go into my Urshifu, my Banded Urshifu, and just close combat. Probably KO this P2. I know that P2 can be built to live the close combat from Urshifu, so I am going to... They go into something that outspeeds Grimmsnarl, that's going to be a bit more awkward. They go into Charizard as well, that's also going to be awkward. That is Nihilego, that's not the worst thing. So they get a free KO on my Grimmsnarl for a Beast Boost here. Which is not ideal. Sucker Punch doesn't beat Trick Room. Can't stop a Trick Room, I don't think. I can close combat and may KO the P2, but I'm going to get my Reflect up as I try to close combat the P2, and we'll see if it KOs. If it doesn't, that's a bit awkward. But they should take their free Beast Boost here. Okay, interesting. They're going for Meteor Beam. Seems like a little bit of a waste, considering you had a free Beast Boost regardless. And if this is into Urshifu, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed, because I could have just claimed the KO on P2 at this point, because light screen should let me live this, and it is just into Grimmsnarl. Okay. I guess they could be Dynamaxing the Nihilego. So how bulky is their P2? Not bulky enough. Okay, okay. The awkward thing is my Naganadel underspeeds Nihilego, so that is definitely not ideal. And we'll see if it is Glastrier to end off. So if it is, that is definitely not ideal. That's Charizard. Okay, okay. That is still just as bad. Because they can just KO my Urshifu with Airstream, and I can't really do too much about that. This is a tricky spot. Like, the light screen won't be able to save me, because it'll effectively be back at neutral because of the close combat drop. But I can't beat both of them with just Naganadel. That doesn't work. This doesn't work. Yeah, this doesn't work, but I'm pretty sure Naganadel Dynamax doesn't work. I could have done it for the thumbnail, but they can Dynamax either Pokemon here and be fine. Unless it's just Air Slash. I might live in Air Slash, but it is just Charizard. My Naganadel underspeeding Nihilego is not ideal here. They need to attack Naganadel for some reason. But I'm pretty sure this does not work. If I had Airstream on my Naganadel, I would have been able to do something, because I'd have been able to Airstream first before the Charizard and close combat KO the Nihilego. And then I'd have been able to do something, but I'm pretty sure this doesn't work. Okay, just Power Gem, breaks the Sash, even though I'm not Sash. They've seen I'm not Sash. Okay, which one? Oh, well. That's a great start, Naganadel. Well done. Well done, Naganadel. You did a great job. Well, I lost anyway. If I had a Dynamax the Naganadel, I still don't beat the two of them, because I lose Urshifu regardless. Great job. That's such a good start, Naganadel. Well done. Well done. It did not matter, but I guess you're getting it out of the way when it doesn't matter, so fair enough. But just to find out, I'm going to see if I can Draco Meteor. Well, I will be able to Draco Meteor this Charizard. See if it would have been able to be enough. So maybe Naganadel. I guess with the Assault Vest it could have pulled through. And the fact they had Power Gem almost certainly meant they wouldn't have been able to, because that's good damage. And they had Quake anyway, so without Airstream myself, they would have been able to just Quake KO me. So, okay, fair enough. Like, the Assault Vest is coming through, and I clutch live that, even though it doesn't matter. But you can go and find out the spread of that Nihilego. Not Nihilego, Naganadel, over on Fun Conventional, which was going up yesterday. So, yeah, not enough. But that's cool that it survived those combination of attacks. Like, you know, good spread, apparently. Even though I was a bit pinned in that endgame, unfortunately. And they definitely weren't going to go for Trick Room with the P2 as well, actually. Because they had Charizard in the back. Because they didn't bring Glastrier, too focused on stopping Trick Room when there wasn't going to be a Trick Room. So I was debating on whether to make Naganadel outspeed the Nihilego, but then that took away from a survival. What did I need to survive? The Life Orb -1 Life Orb Earthquake. I wouldn't have been able to survive, or a -1 Max Quake if I was in Dynamax. I wouldn't have been able to guarantee survive that. So I chose to just outspeed the base 100s and then immediately face a Nihilego and miss a Snarl against it. So, great start, great start. Okay, it's fine. I've got the double Snarl miss out of the way. Because that is very unlikely, but fortunately that's done when it doesn't matter now. Okay, top 1000, not bad. Another Sun Team. So Naganadel does very well here. It does look like Naganadel does well. I'm going to try and go with it immediately. But I guess there's a Goodra. Goodra puts me off a bit. Might save the Naganadel in the back. Try and beat the Gudra to start off with, because I can beat it somewhat with Grimmsnarl if I save the Naganadel. I might go Landorus to start off with. And I might Dynamax the Landorus, a bit annoying me. I'll bring Naganadel. I'm going to bring Volcarona to this one. I could bring Urshifu as extra insurance against the Gudra, because Volcarona does not beat that. No, I'll bring Volcarona. Don't like Rillaboom here at all. And then Urshifu could have been okay, but the fact that I'm water means it's a lot less effective against Venusaur, because that can just bot me as well. But then I'm more effective against the Torkoal, so still a bit awkward. If it is Venusaur, then I probably do need to... But then they can just Sleep Powder, and then there's always that awkward mind game. That's one of the things I don't like about Venusaur. If it just didn't have Sleep Powder, it'd be fine. Because you'd always know what it's doing. But the fact that it can roll the dice is always annoying. So is it going to be Venusaur? That's Gudra. And they are almost certainly weakness policy. Quake is good here. Getting the special defense. Because I want to Spirit Break them first as well. I could fly and save my Dynamax for Naganadel. That could be pretty cheeky, couldn't it? Might do that. Because I want to Dynamax the Naganadel, so... Even though Quake would be very nice here. Because they're surely going to be weakness policying themselves. And then hopefully it'll be a Wyrmwind into the Landorus. Wouldn't a plus two ooze probably clears the Grimmsnarl, so maybe I did need to Light Screen turn 1. Oh well, here we are. If they KO the Grimmsnarl, they'll go into Volcarona and Rage Powder. But they do, yeah, they just attack the Grimmsnarl. Okay, so they're doubling up and probably ooze KOing. Hopefully it's a Wyrmwind, it's not an ooze. If it's not, that's awkward. That's a Hailstorm. We take those, Because now, Spirit Break, good damage. Very good damage. Now I will force them to... Ooh, Gooey. Haven't seen Gooey in a while. Wait, what? Oh, weakness policy. Yeah, no, for a second there I thought Fly was hitting it. But Fly didn't hit it. Okay, so I'm pretty much forcing them to attack the Landorus. Well, actually, no, the Landorus is going to be getting the hit into it, isn't it? So... Well, this will force them to try and KO the Landorus, because I don't need to Light Screen. If they KO the Grimmsnarl, then I'll be able to... Surely Fly and Spirit Break will KO them. Because this will do good damage. That's very good damage. And I'll get my Gooey drop. So I'll underspeed them next turn. I guess that means they get to go for... They're going for Trick Room, are they? Are they going to go for Trick Room while they're Gooey? So if they do, that is interesting. Because they are not triaging. That is some very weird anti-synergy that they've got going there with the Gooey and the Trick Room. But I am not going to complain. So my Landorus could just Earthquake here pretty freely. Would have to be next to Volcarona and would do very good damage. But surely the fact that I'm Gooeyed means that I underspeed them now. Might be an idea to Rage Powder and Sword Stance as well. Because I'm pretty confident I'm going into Volcarona. But it's just, do I want to Earthquake myself this early? I think I do. It's like, surely I'm, like, because I underspeed a neutral Gudra at this point. So I should underspeed. But is it worth just Earthquaking my... Because my Volcarona will take a lot of damage. And then they'll have their Torkoal in the back. Torkoal and... It'd have to be Torkoal that would be an issue. But then Torkoal isn't that much of an issue to the NAGANADEL. I could Dynamax the Landorus. Dynamaxing Landorus is probably the way to go, actually. Because I can go for a Quiver Dance. Oh, they can Floral Healing. But that shouldn't save them. I'm going to Quiver Dance, even though I'm in Trick Room, and I will Quake. I think Quake is optimal. Even though I really wanted to Dynamax the NAGANADEL. But the fact that they set up Trick Room for me while they go eat me is well, pretty sure we take those. Unless they're min speed Goodra. Or even minus speed Goodra should underspeed me still. But very interesting that they would be gooey. Like when the entire point of Goodra is to be a Sun counter so you can have Sap Sipper, but let's see. So they do Floral Healing, but if I underspeed, then they'll just get KO'd. If I don't, then they'll Hailstorm KO me. But thank you for the gooey. Very kind of you, because now you've lost your Goodra. And now I'm going to be +2 special defense on my Volcarona, and I have Dynamax for 2 turns, they do not, so this is looking pretty good, even though I don't get to Dynamax my NAGANADEL. You don't see gooey very often, and you should not see gooey if you're planning on Trick Rooming. But nice and +2 special defense. Don't really care that I'm getting super fast in Trick Room. So I'm getting pretty bulky at this point. Even if it's Torkoal, I can just Quake KO that. It's just Urshifu, so I now outspeed that Urshifu. It was single strike, wasn't it? Pretty sure I saw it was single strike. Yeah, that looks like single strike to me. So I'm just going to Heat Wave. And I'm going to Quake again. I don't want to Airstream in the Trick Room. Should be fine. So Ally Switch, like, don't really care, you'll lose your Comfey, so you can't do that again. I'm fine with that. Is it Sash? Was that Sash? Do I get single target Heat Wave? Okay, I don't get a single target Heat Wave, but that means that Urshifu is not Sash, so is Volcarona going to be strong enough? Probably not. But is it? That's the big question. Oh, they have Ice Punch. That changes a lot. Like, that significantly changes things. That is a very uncommon move on Urshifu. Not ideal. Hit the Heat Waves. Good. Be strong. Not strong enough, but kind of. You would assume that's banded into Ice Punch, right? Right? Surely. Okay. How many turns of Trick Room? 2 turns of Trick Room, right? Because I outspeed both of them, so just got to survive for 2 turns. If I Rage Powder away the Ice Punch, even if they Eruption, that won't be so bad. But I do need to... Should I just let them KO the NAGANADEL? Because Heat Wave can just KO the Urshifu. And +2 special defense. Because if they just erupt, they're definitely Eruptioning if they have it. I think it's better to just lose the... Well, Sludge Bomb because it's 100% accurate. But I think this is better. Because they're surely banded into Ice Punch. If they're not banded into Ice Punch, that's a bit awkward because Wicked Blow should not KO my Volcarona because I'm super bulky as well. But that looks like it's going to be banded. That'll KO the NAGANADEL. So NAGANADEL's done some great work so far. Missed its snarls and then just got KO'd. But Volcarona should be able to beat the Torkoal. Especially because single target Heat Wave is definitely going to KO it. So I could Giga Drain just to be extra safe, but then they could crit me. So I'll take the 90%. They definitely weren't specs either. Yeah, because they changed moves, but even based on damage. So they Heat Wave, and I Heat Wave. Nice. Well done, Volcarona. So that was a weird game. You don't see Gooey too often, but it totally backfired for them. You don't see Ice Punch on Urshifu either, too much. Like, that changed things, not enough, but it would have been a pretty clean sweep for Landorus otherwise. Hopefully Naganadel's going to do something this game. I did want to Dynamax it last game, but when they gave me the GUI, I'm pretty sure that it was optimal to Dynamax the Landorus because they so kindly set up Trick Room after giving me a -1 speed drop. Okay, that's Garchomp. I like that team. I like it. Garchomp is good. It shouldn't be overshadowed by Landorus. It is definitely still worthwhile. I'm not too much of a fan of this. I think I do want to get out screens. How good is Naganadel? I underspeed Garchomp by 1, because I did not factor that into my calculations. That's annoying. They can Tailwind anyway, but that's still annoying. Do want Landorus for sure because of Metagross. I'm pretty confident I want Volcarona. Is there space for Naganadel here? Because Landorus is still pretty good. I'm going to leave Volcarona and try and just see what Quiver Dancing does. I'm going to go Landorus, and I bring in Naganadel to this. There's a Clefairy, actually. Probably should have led with Naganadel because of the Clefairy, but here we are. Too late now. There was no time to change, so let's see how this goes. See if Naganadel can actually do something this time. I'm sure it will do things across the week, but you know, this is its introduction. It's supposed to do things, not just double Snarl Miss. There's Spectria, and there is Clefairy, so Naganadel would have been pretty good here. But I can just go for... I could Sucker Punch, because that forces them to follow me instead of Helping Hand, but I'm pretty sure that Light Screen, I won't outspeed a Spectria after a Quiver Dance, but I think it's still worthwhile going for. So surely can't KO me, right? If they Helping Hand, that is risking the Sucker Punch. But then they would survive it, especially with the Friend Guard and stuff, but I should two-shot them back, right? With a Sucker Punch. Light Screen will help me live, even if they do Helping Hand. But they did not, so they might be like Fairy moving my Grimmsnarl, and I'll be okay with that, but if they sing, I'm going to be annoyed. Okay, I don't think I take another one after a Quiver Dance. So are they Fairy moving me? Do not sing, please. It's a shame I could have Sucker Punched them, but here we are. Okay, that's just a Moonblast. That's okay, okay. It's into Volcarona, so I'm definitely in range now. Okay. I don't survive another one. I will just Spirit Break these Spectria. And I'm going to Quiver Dance again if they let me. I don't think they will, but if they do, that's very kind of them. Okay, just protects, that's fine. I'm getting a Spirit Break onto the Spectria, so this is setting myself up actually pretty well. Because I might be able to sweep with Naganadel after this. Because I'll get rid of their Grimnay. So I'll be back down to neutral. With my Assault Vest, I should be okay. So I'm definitely going to go into the Naganadel after this. My Spirit Break, so back down to neutral. What else did I bring? Landorus, right? Yeah. So I want to go into Naganadel here. And this is Naganadel's time, even though it will not KO that Clefairy. We're going to get some oozes going though. And they just protected as well, so that means that I can go for Spirit Break and Ooze into the Clefairy. That will get rid of it, and then that means that Sucker Punch will then be able to KO the Spectria next turn. Because this combination should KO the Clefairy. If it doesn't, that's quite annoying, because then I won't be able to safely Sucker Punch the Spectria, but if it does get KO'd, then I'm looking very good. And I'm glad I got to Dynamax Naganadel this episode. Let's hear the cry. Not bad, not bad. So I would say better than average. Some of them are quite boring, but that was okay. That was something. But Helping Hand shouldn't help them. I should survive whatever with either. Nice and Assault Vested with the light screen, so that's pretty good. And now I would very much like you to KO this Clefairy with a combination of Ooze and Spirit Break, please. Be nice and strong, Naganadel. That was a weird animation, it just paused there. Oh, that should be enough, that should be enough. I've got some attack investment on my Grimmsnarl. So, should KO. And then they are open to the Sucker Punch. Okay, good. So I will Sucker Punch and KO the Spectria hopefully next turn, and then Naganadel at +1 should be able to KO whatever comes in. If it's Tornadus, that's a little bit awkward, because then they'll be able to set up the Tailwinds to be faster. If it's Garchomp, they outspeed me by 1! So, and I've got a Phantasm Drop as well. So not ideal, not ideal. I'm going to have to hope that they are not max speed. Reflect probably wouldn't save me because I'd be Phantasming regardless, so I think this is still fine. And I've got Landorus in the back. Shut up, Siri. Okay, apparently it got Reflex probably wouldn't say on my Apple Watch, but Spectre is gone. How fast is the Garchomp? Is it max speed? Crit did not matter. Well, they are max speed. Bye, Naganadel. You did not very well. Because you might as well have just Sludge Bombed and saved the Dynamax for Landorus. But there we go. At least I'm going to intimidate the Garchomp. Like, Landorus can definitely still win this. Because I can still Reflect. Which Urshifu is it? Yeah, Single Strike. Maybe not, maybe not. Grimmsnarl could win this, to be fair. So I will Spirit Break the Urshifu. Will I Earthquake myself? Is it worth? It might be worth flying, actually. I reckon it's worth flying. If I manage to get that off. Okay, they have Iron Heads. That is gonna... Whoa, what? Okay, all the Phantasm drops, forgot about that. But there we go. And now Wicked Blow. We'll see if they're banded or not. If they're banded, does that KO Landorus if they're banded? Okay, I'm not sure if that's banded or not. But yeah, they definitely win this one. If I'd have saved the Dynamax for Landorus and just gone for Sludge Bomb, that would have been better. Because I'd have survived the Phantasm, as we saw, because I took under half health. And then Dynamax Landorus would have won this endgame, but wanted to Dynamax yeah, definitely not banded then. Yeah, so Dynamax the Landorus was more optimal, but we got to Dynamax the Naganadel, so that's something. And they had Iron Heads, so couldn't do much there. But that makes sense with Garchomp. If you had the combination of the Ground and Steel, you get to get both defense boosts, so it does make sense. But, oh well. Not the greatest of starts for Naganadel, but, you know, what can you expect when you double Miss Snarl? But even though that didn't matter in the slightest, and definitely should have saved the Dynamax for Landorus, but, you know, really wanted to Dynamax there. You got to get the thumbnail, right?